Hi there, I'm Georgina. I'm in the marketing team at CMS. So my role within CMS is to work with the likes of Emma and Siobhan and the team here at Symantec to ensure that you've got everything you need to be able to talk to your customers about Symantec, and to make sure that you're enabled and that you understand what Symantec are saying in the market about their proposition. And we've got Aisling as well from Symantec as well, who'll be going over some of the materials that are available to you right now. So at the end of this session, we've obviously talked about how you can make additional, how margin builder works, how that you can, the technical background, and really now we're looking at enabling you to be able to, when you leave here, start having those conversations, start having meaningful conversations with your customers to be able to make that sale and talk to them about Symantec. So the threat landscape is growing. We all know it's growing. It's getting bigger every day. And in cybercriminals toolkits, they've got a load of methods that they target end users with. So they use various different ways to be able to target businesses depending on that business size. But why do they target SMBs? So SMBs, they are known for having slightly smaller IT budgets, so that makes them more vulnerable to attacks. Also, as well, cybercriminals can gain access to other organisations through SMB's supply chain. So really it opens up the market to cybercriminals being able to access SMBs to other businesses, larger organisations. And then in Ireland, SMBs account for 99% of businesses. We looked at earlier on how the fact that 91% of the workforce work in SMBs. That accounts for 99% of businesses that are over in Ireland. So what does it mean? What does it actually mean for an SMB to have a cybersecurity attack? Nearly 60% are actually concerned about having cyber attacks, but 50% don't have the budget in place to be able to protect themselves about these attacks that are growing. And really, if your SMB, if your customers have a cyber attack, they could be going out of business in the next 6 months, which is a huge risk and something that you can say and talk about. They're being targeted highly with spam, email malware, and 55% of the rates of emails that they're being bombarded. And so Symantec have done some recent research as well, and they look at the fact that 1 in 6 users are being targeted with email attacks. So that's 1 in 6 of 99% of Irish businesses being targeted. 1 in 6 of 91% of the workforce being targeted with these email threats. The opportunity is huge. So some of the things that your customers will be talking to you about, the fact that the IT security landscape is really complex. There's a lot of people out there. They're all talking about similar messaging. They don't know who to choose. They may not have the in-house skills to be able to put in place a strong security solution within their business. And really they're focusing on their core objectives as well. So resources that they could be looking at to do cybersecurity could be focusing on growing their business. Their IT budget limited, and they're focusing on growing their business. and the next step within that evolutionary chain. So how can you and Symantec cover these pain points? And you'll see how that Symantec have, within their marketing messaging, covered each of these issues that SMBs are feeling. Within a complex security landscape, Symantec offer a core security offering that reduces down the complexity. How nice would that be to say to your customers? And we saw earlier on how end users can easily add Symantec to their devices, meaning that the lack of security expertise that they've got, that's fine. They're able to enable themselves, they're able to put the Symantec solution onto their own devices. Symantec is their security team. They've got a huge resource. You've seen today all of the support that are in place, all of the monitoring as well. So Symantec is their cybersecurity team. And with their limited IT budgets, the cloud-based solutions that Kieran and Sinead talked about, where they're pay-per-user and they flex as well, enables them to be able to grow at the same time with their business and their business objectives. So we're going to have a look at now Symantec's.
Super, thanks, Georgina. So, it's this one here. Just that one. Perfect. So my name is Aisling Mahoney, and I'm based here in Dublin, and I'm heading up the partner marketing team for Symantec. And basically, so you've got the market opportunity, I'm sure, from this morning's conversation, which hopefully is very clear in your heads. There's a really big opportunity out there. And so what I want to do today is just give you the tools, or show you at least where to find the key materials to help you to go to market and generate some pipeline for Symantec. So just a show of hands, is everyone, or the partners that are here, familiar with PartnerNet and have access to PartnerNet as our partner portal? Yeah? Okay, great. So the first key place to go for all marketing materials is what we're calling our partner toolkit. And these slides will go out after the session today, but I've just outlined when you get onto when you get onto PartnerNet, basically you go onto the marketing tab and go into the partner toolkit. And within there, this is a relatively new tool for Symantec partners, and it's a very nice, easy kind of search functionality by campaign type, by asset type, etc. So you can filter down and find all of the available assets that we would have for you, and everything can be co-branded and made applicable for you. So essentially, what I would say for this audience and finding the SMB material, the key kind of search criteria you would need to use would be business security, Office 365 and SEP Cloud. So they're the three kind of drill downs to find the most relevant materials for you. And so the two key campaigns that we have available today to support SMB, and again, these are relatively new campaigns, and we as Symantec haven't taken them. They're really partner ready, and we want partners to take these out on our behalf to the market. So the first one is around mobile threat protection, and the second one is around email threat isolation. So just to talk about the first one first. So this is obviously the SEP Cloud play, and it's really positioning SEP Cloud as security as a service. And that being managed by a single cloud console, and it's very much positioned at small companies with limited IT resource and a myriad of endpoint devices to manage. So that's the first motion. The second one, and again, this is tying back to everything that you've heard today. The second one is email threat isolation, and that's really drilling down on the proposition that is Office 365 and safeguarding email from all different types of cyber threats, and and is really positioned to, I suppose, expose some of the security gaps that Office 365 would have as shortcomings. So so let's talk about the first one for a second then. So mobile threat protection and the customer pain points. I'm not going to go through all of these. You've heard all of these already today. But essentially, the narrative in that campaign really talks about, the fact that mobile threats are absolutely on the increase. The IT resources in small businesses are, generalists. And, that really we need to kind of target that sort of persona with the right messages. And so what I would say, the first key piece of content that we have for you is a sales enablement kit. And again, that's in the area that I've pointed you to. So it's in the partner toolkit and gives a lot of helpful tips when positioning SEP Cloud and the value propositions, use cases, and winning against the competition are all part of that. So I'd say that that's your first place if you want to get out with a campaign on mobile threat protection. That's the first place to start. It's a very nice piece of content. Then in terms of the specific assets, all again on the partner toolkit. So we've got a number of co-brandable emails that can get out to your prospect or your customer base to help position this. And then some very nice pieces of content. One is a business security checklist. It's a very nice piece. Again, we would direct the prospect to download one of these two. The other is an infographic, again, showing the enormity that is the landscape of threat protection right now. So, and then there's also a call script that we have available to support a call out day or to support whatever calling exercise that you might want to do. So the second one then, and again, just to point you to the right asset to help support you. So, read me first. It's again the sales play that's on the toolkit to help support the email threat isolation play. And that is a kind of 2-page guide, again, giving all the key areas and the key messages that we want to bring out in terms of a campaign. And again, similar to the mobile campaign, we have the very same type of assets available on Partner Toolkit to help support. So from a point of view of, getting your creative juices going and your thinking caps on and what exactly a campaign might look like, we have here in Dublin, a really unique proposition in that we've got a number of very good people sitting here who we can help you to maybe put together a good webinar. So if you were to think about and work with CMS in terms of some kind of a campaign that we would do together as partner and Symantec, we'll make the right people available to help support something like a webinar, something like a roundtable event, and position, Symantec holistically. And as an end customer, you think Symantec, but look at everything that we can provide you. So that's a thought. Obviously, we have the materials for a call out day, etc. So really, I guess the key kind of call to action, I'll talk about this one in a second, but the key call to action, I would say, from working together with us to do joint marketing, I would say your first port of call is CMS. We will look every quarter, sit down with CMS and work out whatever marketing plans are coming through from the partners. We will try and put funding through SMS to help support some good campaigns. We also have a service called our Partner Demand Centre. CMS are familiar with that. Basically, they are an agency that we have in play that can provide end customer data for a specific target market and provide tele-qualified leads back to the partners that we would get engaged for a particular campaign. So that would again be worked through CMS with the right proposal. There's always the opportunity to work with us in terms of getting some MDF funding. So again, it's just food for thought in terms of what you've heard today and the campaign materials that are available. Okay. And so I think you've heard about this one earlier from the team earlier, but just, on the back end then of all of this, there is our margin builder incentive and the spiff that's available for all partners in EMEA right now, whereby, any margin builder registration of a deal will attract a point. And then basically any close of a margin builder deal, right now it's 4 points. But what we're trying to do maybe in Q2 with this spiff is bring in more of an SSE or a certification. So any certification would also accrue 1 point. So we're changing the materials to support this so that we're enabling more of our partners from a certification point of view as well. But I just want to make sure that everyone has this on their radar, because again, if you're creating the demand, you want to get some recognition on the back end as well. So from a next steps point of view, I would say, get access to the partner toolkit, look at the materials that we have, work with CMS in terms of a campaign. If you've got an idea, we want to hear about it. And look at the potential then is through CMS to request some funding to help support your demand generation. And then obviously the margin builder incentive that you've heard about already today. Just make sure that that's on your radar, because although it's not, a huge incentive, it's certainly something there for your teams to get access to. And that is, I think, the main update from me for today. Is there anyone with any specific questions or no? Okay, well, thank you very much for your time and attention.